Good evening, welcome to the Raw Truth. We've done a couple, I think we've done one or two of these before, but let's get to the real facts about things in life that people just doesn't seem to get through the head. Now, if you're offended by inappropriate language or swearing, please look away now. Who gives a fuck? Like, if anyone's going to watch this, people want the truth and the raw truth. Alright, so first thing I'm going to talk about is the presidential election of this year. Now, at the end of the day, whether you're Australian, Europe, Asian, the presidential election in America doesn't affect you. So your opinion don't mean shit. It's up to the people of America to vote for who they wanted as their president. Now, the less likelihood one, Donald Trump. Considering that he's hated by women, he's hated by refugees and all these other people, and yeah, he won by 5 million votes. And the other places that the Democrats were supposed to win, it was the 7 swing states. He won all 7 by a landslide. So what's that tell you? It's told us that America wanted him as president, and we have to live with that. You know, that's the whole point of elections. Whoever gets through, that's who they want. Now, my thoughts on the subject. I look at it as no one wanted the Democrat Party in. And unfortunately for Americans, they voted Republicans. They didn't necessarily vote for Trump, but that was the only choice they had. Guarantee if it was somebody else, they would have voted for that party. They wanted the Republicans at the end of the day, but still Trump surprisingly won. So get used to it. End of story. You call yourselves proud Americans and you love your country so much, but you're willing to leave straight away because you don't like the outcome. Well, you can't love your country enough if you're willing to do that. If you love your country, you stand by it, good times and bad. Just because you didn't get your way, don't have a hissy fit and go, oh, I'm going to leave because he's the president. When I hear celebrities, especially, saying that shit, I'm like, go fuck yourself. You obviously don't love America enough. And if you're a celebrity and you've got the money, I don't see why you're complaining. It doesn't affect your life. I heard about Ellen DeGeneres and her partner leaving to go live in England. Fuck off then. Ellen, fuck off. You're not loved. You're not appreciated or wanted there anyway. And if you are with the P. Diddy scandal as well, look, I can see the sides of trans people, gay people and all that. They look at it as they've lost their country. Not true. You can't defy what's going to happen until it happens. The one thing that I do agree with is males should go in males' toilets and females should go in females' toilets. If you're born a man, you can only use men's toilets. If you're born a female, you can only use female toilets. Yes, you may live your life as a woman and you're born a man, but, people will say, look, we don't like this idea and Trump's going to put a stop to that. That I don't have a problem with. Just like Trump wants to stop transgender people from participating in other sports. Like, for example, if you're born a man, you can't do female sports at the Olympics. You can't join other female sports. If you're a female, you can't do men's sport. I totally agree with that. That I will not complain about. That's one thing. But at the end of the day, the voting's come in. It's not been rigged or anything like that. And there's one thing that I actually liked what he said the other day is we know UFOs exist. There's proof of it. You go on the NASA feed at night, you see UFOs every day coming in and out. And Trump wants to set the record straight and be like, hey, why hide this from not just Americans, but the world? Why should we cover up UFOs entering our atmosphere? Why should we cover all this up? Don't be dumb. We know they exist. We know there's actual solid proof. Like I said, NASA even said one time in their live stream, yep, you see what everyone else sees coming in and out. How should it affect the world? It shouldn't really affect the world, because if I would love to know why they come and visit us every day on Earth, but I kind of look at it as, if they wanted to wipe us out, they could have done it ages ago. It wouldn't even take them a second to wipe us out. With the technology that aliens have got, they wouldn't think twice about it. But, I don't think it's the sort of thing we need to worry about, because it would have happened by now. And I think that, people should be able to know the truth about Area 51. If there is an alien ship there, if there is extraterrestrial there, I think the world should know. And apparently, Area 51 is not the only spot. There is places under Area 51 that... Area 51's up here. There's like other places down that you can go down that a lot of people don't know about. Next subject. And I've discussed this a lot, but I'm going to say it again. A commitment of love ceremony isn't legally binding as a marriage. So if you have a commitment of love ceremony, you ain't legally married. It's not legally binding by facts. So that means you're not husband and wife. You're not Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's not a legally binding thing. You don't get the benefits of marriage. It's a commitment of love ceremony, as I will word it straight from thing. Commitment of love ceremony is personalized celebration of a couple's love and commitment to each other. Similar to a wedding, but without the legal binding. What is it? A commitment of ceremony is a public declaration of couples' love, commitment to each other, often with friends and family. Here's the part. How is it different from a wedding? A commitment ceremony is not legally binding, unlike a wedding ceremony, which means you're never husband and wife. Get it through your fucking head. Why couples choose it? It's just a variety of reasons. Unable to legally get married, wanting to celebrate with their family and friends who couldn't attend, and in anyone can run a ceremony like that. Apparently, even an Elvis impersonator can, apparently. It includes readings, commitments, exchange of rings and music, but not rings as in wedding rings. Commitment rings. Different story. And I thought I'd post that because I think that a lot of people are very confused about that whole subject. For example, married at first sight. They don't get married legally. It's a commitment of love ceremony. So you cannot legally call yourself husband and wife because you're not. You cannot take your husband's surname. And if you're an idiot and think you're husband and wife and you share his surname, you're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. It's not real. End of story. So before you people out there think, oh yeah, this is my husband, stop fucking calling people your husband and wife when you're not legally married. Oh, and especially I've seen people that meet on dating sites and fucking Twitch and all this other social media shit and go, oh, we're married. You haven't even fucking met each other. You cannot call each other husband and wife when you're not even married and you're not even met each other. Come on. You're just playing like, you're just being stupid with yourself. It's like, I dated someone years and years ago, right? And her mother was dating someone and they never married to this day. And she was made to call him father, when her real father isn't in the same state. I'm sorry, but you can't call someone dad or mum if it's not legally. So, the thing that annoyed me about that is this person's real father had 2 daughters, her and her sister. But the sister, her surname is of, well, she calls herself the surname by her mother's current partner, which is not legally married. So I find that very disgusting where, unless there's a legally binding contract, no one is husband and wife, and they can't call each other husband and wife if there's not a legally binding contract. So I get a little annoyed when people call each other husband and wife when they're not even that. Or when people are in relationships and on their Facebook and social media they put single. What are you trying to hide here? You're either in a relationship or you hide your relationship status. If you're in a relationship and you put single on your profile, I'm sorry, but that's already a form of cheating. It's a form of lying. It's a form of cheating. You're not proud to have a partner? On my relationship status, even though on my side it's hidden, on the other person's side, they've had me in a relationship for a year and a half. And I said to her, because we live in different countries, she's American, I'm Australian, I'm like to her, how come you haven't got my name changed for anybody else? She goes, because you're a great guy. It means a lot to me. Don't get me wrong, that is amazing. Like, if we lived here, I think it would work, but on the same contrary, we're not legally in a relationship. We're not, kissing or cuddling or being intimate, but we love each other and care about each other, and at least that's real. But I would say at the end of the day, to people here, I'm single. To people over there, she's single. But it's good that she's put our relationship up there for a fucking long time, so I got to respect her for that. But at the end of the day, you cannot call yourself husband and wife if you not legally have a wedding ceremony and a wedding certificate. End of story. When people call each other like bro and sis, you don't need to be related to be called bro and sis. There are some people out there that look at me like a brother figure to them because we're that close. And on my family Facebook, I do have only my close friends. So I have a Facebook where I have everybody on it. And then I have a Facebook that's more my family, including my parents, my sisters, my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, and my close friends that I love and care about. Because I feel like there's a lot of stuff on my main Facebook that I wouldn't show my family and my parents. And the toxic people on my Facebook, they're all the same. So I keep them off my family Facebook. But I thought I'd mention that because people get very arky about certain subjects, and those two I just mentioned, yeah. So if you think you're that way and you're living a lie, you're only fooling yourselves. You're only fooling yourselves. Because at the end of the day, legally binding. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about a subject where I've dated a lot of people in my life. And I'm looking at probably most of them on my screen right now, especially that blonde little bimbo down there that's a little slut. But I'm going to talk about a certain category. Druggies. I don't understand to this day that how you can live your life being dole bludgers, living off Centrelink government fundings, and all you're spending your money on is alcohol, drugs, marijuana, and all that shit. Don't you want to get ahead in life? Don't you want to live a happy and normal life? Because these druggies are not happy. And 9 out of 10 druggies, you go to their place, it's trashed. It's a mess. It stinks. It's holes in walls. It's rubbish out. It's everything. Because they're too lazy to do anything. And those are the sort of people that end up in jail and with nothing. And then they try to leech off people like me. I see it every day. It's like 4 years ago, I would have said that I would not be dateable to anyone because I was not a good person 4 years ago. But I got my shit together and matured. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't smoke. I do 2 jobs. I want to do better in life. I'm actually a really good catch for people out there. Not a bad body. No grey hair yet. I'm confident that I can be with anybody. There's no such thing, I will say this strongly, but there's no such thing as you're never too good for someone. A lot of women, the attractive ones, think, oh, because of my looks, I can get anybody. Yeah, that's fucking true. You can, but you will lose your looks. And when you get someone, more than likely that person's going to cheat on you. You need to find someone that's going to love you for you and not because of your looks. I have a friend that is absolutely a blonde bombshell, and she thinks that guys only like her for her looks. And I feel like saying to her, yes, that's true. But this guy here has been around a long time. I've been her friend for 5+ years. And only if she would ask me, hey, look, would you give me a chance, Andre? Will you actually be a man and treat me right? I would. But I don't fit her category, obviously. I don't fit her mold. And I guess that's why she hasn't found a decent bloke, because she hasn't found a guy like me. I've always liked her, not for her looks, just her being her. Because she ain't a druggie. She ain't a cheater. She ain't a liar. She's hardworking and educated. And every time that she goes through a bad breakup or people mistreating her, I'm like, get rid of them. Get rid of fucking toxic people in your life and be with people that actually want to be with you. Like, to me, if she asked me out, the first thing I'd say is, hell yeah. Not a second thought about it. And I have a lot of friends that are in relationships, and I look at their relationships and go, neither of yous work. Neither of yous drive. How are you supposed to make it work? For a relationship to work, at least one person has to drive and at least one person has to work. A relationship works better with both people working. Because why is it that one person has to earn all the income and the other person sits on their ass and does nothing? See, when I had a fiance, she worked. She didn't do drugs. She didn't smoke. She was loving, caring. Best partner I had. 6 years strong. And when I fucked up, I realised I fucked up. I needed help mentally and physically. I needed to get my shit together, and I did. She was wonderful. She was everything you want in a partner. Just don't get her too drunk, because she gets emotional, especially if you mention Dean from Supernatural. God. That's a little side joke if she's watching. You know what I mean by that reference. But how I describe a woman should be would be at least has a job, doesn't do drugs, drives. Even if you don't drive, just want to be something with yourself. Be someone that, because there's a lot of people out there that just don't want to do anything. I know someone that doesn't work, doesn't drive, hangs around druggy men, and I mean real bad druggies. These are guys that will literally beat you up, kill you, use you for sex. And she'd rather hang out with people like that than a decent guy like me. And it frustrates me. Like, it angers me to a fact where it's like, I'm one of the nicest guys that's clean and you could be safe around, and you don't even make an effort with me. You can't even message me for 5 minutes in a day. You say you're busy. Doing what? There's 24 hours in a day. If you don't have 5 minutes for me, that's... I have friends that don't even live here that message me. And some got kids. Some got full-time jobs. They still make an effort. Fuck, my girlfriend in America makes an effort. She's absolutely gorgeous. Now, I will state this. I'm looking dead in the camera when I say this. There are some people watching this that think they've gotten in my head, think they've ruined my life, think they have won against me. You can't ever beat me. Because I got no time for hate. I got no time for grudges. if you're the ones that did wrong by me, and you know who you are, to the people that are watching, you're the ones that fucked up. Having you out of my life is the best thing that can happen, to be fair. I'm happy being single. I'm happy that I can walk down the street and feel safe. I'm happy I can go to sleep at nights knowing there's no cops knocking on my door, people looking for me. No bikies looking for me, no police looking for me. I can go to sleep at night knowing that I'm safe. Knowing that I don't have to go through drama, fakeness, someone cheating on me, using me, manipulating me. But can you say the same about you, the people watching this? When you roll over and you see a fat, disgusting thing next to you, it's your choice. Hey, it's everybody's choice who they want to be with. But just know this. That partner of yours that's probably cheated in the past with multiple different people, and you know that, and you still want to be with them, you're the one that's stupid. See, at the end of the day, I can look down and I still see my penis. Can you say that about your partner? There are some men out there that are so fat they can't even see their dicks. Some need pills to get it up. I don't. I think at the end of the day, you got to be realistic with your life. You get what you're given. You get exactly what you are. You want to be successful in life, be with someone successful. If you want to be happy with life, be with someone that will make you happy. And not just because you're a piece of meat. I tell you something. I've chose to be single for the last 2 years for good reasons. I don't want to be used. I don't want to play games. Oh, by the way, if you think you're playing games with me half the time, I'm a professional poker player. I'm the one that plays most people. You think I show my hand to everyone watching my YouTube vids and my Facebook lives? I never show my hand. Most of the time I'm bluffing. And I'm good at it. I can pretend to put on a smile and be happy when I'm really not. Oh, trust me, I'm not happy. I have everything I want in the world. Just that missing piece of the puzzle that I can't get. And I probably won't get. See, if you're watching Big Red, shout out to you. You know who you are. I will give you a shout out. When I was your age, I didn't take life serious. I was very immature. I didn't think the future. I didn't care about where life's got me. But there was one thing that I tried to do when I was young is enjoy life. And that's what I tell people. Enjoy life. Find something that makes you happy. Whether it's playing video games, even if it's Pokemon. And I'm going to touch on that subject in a minute, by the way. Whatever makes you happy, whoever makes you happy, then be that person. Don't be around people that don't make you happy. Don't be around people that won't care if you live or die. I surround myself with positive people. If I find that someone's using me or mistreating me, I get rid of them very quickly. The one thing that people learn is not to ask me for money. Because I'll say no straight up. Now, last subject I will talk about is Pokemon. See, back in 93, 94, the TV show Pokemon came to Australian TV. Cheese TV. Channel 10 program. And, you know, you had the Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue games, etc. come out. It was for children. Alright? Let me just tell you something. It was based for children between the ages of 7 and 15, right? With the ability of adults to play that games, but they're more set for children. Fast forward to today. There is an app called Pokemon Go. And although adults play it at all ages, it was for a game for kids. And people will disagree with me on that subject, but you go look up your facts. Anyone at all ages can play this game, alright? But This isn't like Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, which are not kids games. This is an animation monsters where you can collect them, you can battle them, etc., etc. Most people play the game socially. They're not addicted to playing it every single day. They have to be in raids. They have to have their Pokemon or certain thing. Kids under the age of 15 just like collecting Pokemon. They just like catching Pokemon. They don't care about IVs. They don't care about battling. They don't care about, all the other stuff. They just like catching a Pikachu. They just like catching a Pidgey. They don't care about shinies. They just like playing the game. They don't get in. I know some people that are so knowledge about the game. It's like, this is too much. Enjoy the game for what it is. This company makes billions of dollars a year ripping people off. Now, don't forget me wrong. Every single game does it. In-app purchases and all this stuff. So you can play Pokemon for free, right? You can play Pokemon Go for free. I have an account where I've not spent 1 cent on it. Level 45, level 44, I think it is, and I've not spent 1 cent. I just, catch a few Pokemon here and there, do a couple of free raids, and that's it. Like, it's not... I don't care if my Pokemon is not, the best rock type or the best fight. I don't give a fuck. I just like, catching Pokemon. It's good for fitness. But some people like me, don't like going to shopping centres and don't like going to busy places. And considering the recent event that just been, it was 8 hours on Saturday and 8 hours on Sunday. That's overkill. That is serious overkill and wasting time. Most people that actually have jobs and full-time jobs, they're not going to want to walk or drive around for 8 hours playing a game. I mean, I can sit here and play a game. I'm not going to play it for 8 hours. But people spend so much money on a game where it's just like, you don't need to spend. And it is based for a children's game. The rating is PG or G rated. Alright? So I go by ratings on what defines agenda for games. So Pokemon is rated G or PG, or I don't know, say it wouldn't be PG, I think it's rated G. That's considered children's. An adult's game would be R-rated, MA, M15 plus. That's what you call an adult game. But at the end of the day, Pokemon is a children's game, if you go by ratings. And that's all I'm going to say on that subject, because I know a lot of people are going to go, but it's for everybody. Oh, yeah, of course it is. Of course it's for everybody. But it's still a children's game. Alright? What else is a children's game? Crash Bandicoot. I think a children's game is anything without blood or violence. So let's say Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Pokemon, even to an extent Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't think had blood. The old original one, I don't think they had blood. But any game I would consider children's without blood. If it's got no blood, no violence, it's a children's game. End of story. But yeah, I didn't think I'd talk for this long. Usually my videos ain't this long. I usually shorten down. Yes, I'm in the process of getting a new setup. I want to get a new computer. I want to get a new camera. Because this is only 1080 HB, this camera. I will hopefully try to get like a 4K one. I've got a good mic, don't you? And as you can see, like, if you look at the old vids and the background's different, because obviously I'm eventually going to get like an actual screen behind me and have something behind me instead of showing my bed. It's just the way the computer table is. But yeah, I thought I'd just come out and say it, because I got a lot of shit on my plate, and I needed to get it out off my chest, because I know certain people that watch this, and karma's a bitch. And I'll tell you something, I ain't done with these yet. I will die a happy man tomorrow knowing that I've done what I can in life. I've made my peace. I've made peace with the people that I needed to make peace. You know, sometimes I'll be honest, I don't know whether I want to be alive or don't want to be alive. See, I look at it as, why my parents and my dog are still here? Yeah, of course. But once they're gone, I won't even be mentally be able to talk anymore. I don't think I would have very much months or weeks after that. I'm just on the download because I don't handle death very well. I've lost the last 2 years too many people, friends, family, and it's eating me up to a point where I'm like, I don't want to be dying alone in a fucking retirement home. I'd rather just die in my bed, natural causes. Or a lot of alcohol and drugs, but you know. I look at the end of the day as my relationship days are over. The possible future of kids is zero. So I need to enjoy what I have. I could win the Cross Lotto on Thursday for the 100 million. I still wouldn't be happy. Sure, I would be financially set for life and I wouldn't have to work a day in my life. But even 100 million wouldn't even make me happy. The missing piece of the puzzle is what makes me happy, and I don't think that piece of the puzzle will ever be found. It's like, in a way, trying to find a limited edition Season 1 holographic Charizard card from the old Pokemon packs. The very first season. The very first holographic Charizard. You know how much that's worth now? Well, this idiot had one. But because I was too young and I didn't realise the value of things, I thought it was just a card with bloody fancy background, I gave it away. And what condition was it in? I would say, because I know what to look, PSA rating would be at least an 8 or 9. Wouldn't be a 10, I don't think. But because I kept my cards in really good condition, I like put plastic sleeves in all the good ones. But I'll tell you, I kind of wish I kept that now because it's worth of. Well, I think PSA can range. PSA 8's about 5 or 10 grand, but a 9 is 10 or 25,000, and a 10 is like 50,000 or 100,000. So Logan Paul has got a Charizard PSA 9 or 10. He wears it around his neck. If you've ever seen that, you know what I mean. But anyways, thank you for watching this vid. I'll post 4 vids in the corner. I don't do fancy intros for my vids. I will one day, but yeah. Anyway, what's the time? Oh, it's 12 o'clock at night. And yeah. But look at me. I'm 39 years old. I still look like $1 million. Like, but the only thing that will make me happy now is if, well, 2 things actually. But I won't say one here. But anyway, I hope you all have a lovely night, and I'll talk to you all soon.